Now let me show you.
Now let me show you what I mean,
Yeah.
And then we said because people are usually tempted to send my nudes and to take my nudes. Sometimes it's under duress. Sometimes and a lot of
I guess like from name she weird and I tell you, you're thinking like what could go wrong?
What could go wrong?
What could actually go wrong? Eh?
Yeah,
it's spicing things up and
precisely.
what's the worst?
What's the worst that could happen?
Yes.
And we don't think about the worst that could happen because that's the worst
That's
that
the
could
worst.
happen.
But then I'm saying when you're talking to your person and you're okay, happy days, you're thinking,
yeah,
he's such a softie and he loves me or she loves me. And yeah, what can you do to harm me?
Exactly. And then could I under duress, look in any maybe based to South Africa, or something of the sort, right? Saka, we need to keep things going, things excited, or exciting. So Munano Vans in the 2 mire so that Tukukava Gepre Kuti we are not together, right? Or I think we're mentioning Kuti, maybe then I'm mentioning actually I'm going to take a quick shower, at the end of the day, and this time you should take a the dance stuff. Yes, it's a quick shower. Munupungaza gets a to end elsewhere, after this show me Kuti shower and without and then another person will be like, look, there's an option. If I'm not seeing you, then by internet porn or something.
Or to get someone else. I'm trying to be faithful to you. And I want to work with what you're giving me.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Now imagine that is duress, because it's anything, it's not even a story. Faithful you get what I mean? I think somebody out there needs to know that. And you can actually say no. I cannot do this far no further. Maybe the face angle or whatever. And that's what I can show you.
Cut my face or something.
Well, yeah, but then I can't show you this. This is not gonna be on the internet, or it's not gonna be on your phone. Because then we mentioned Kuti. Let's not forget that beyond just your phone and my phone, there are other people who are managing these accounts. And this information is actually stored somewhere else. And I think you noticed, Kuti, there was a time when I deleted my pictures. I'm going to wash your app, recover my picture. So and when I download the app here and doing my way, my picture. I think from
for
last
real?
year. Yes, from like last year they all went like Jew. Now you have to look for the pictures that you wanted to restore. So permanent recycle being permanent. I shouldn't say you're permanently deleting. Akuna permanent deleting it. Just know that. However, you might not now have access to them, but ariko, and if they can be recovered by an app, it means Kuti, your information is just always being stored somewhere, and somebody has access to it, right? And so we need to be very careful about that, Kuti. Once we give our information to the internet, we have no longer control over that information. We no longer have control over those videos. We no longer have control over those pictures, whether it's motion picture or it's just pictures. So I think that is what we were talking about. And I think today we really want to zero in on Kuti. So what then becomes a crime? If I take pictures of myself or videos of myself or of ourselves doing something, is that necessarily a crime, right? So what is usually considered a crime when we're talking of pornography or child pornography is when people are taking videos for the purposes of publishing, for the purposes of sale or of sales or selling, right? Then that actually becomes a crime. But picture the worst that could happen is it could leak. Somebody who is unauthorized to access it, might use it for extortion, and that's a big one that people do. what I can call like, yeah, that is actually a crime. My picture at weekend, as weekend, you know, I just happened upon them, I chanced upon them, like, weekend. Weekend, I've got these pictures of yours. I can release them, I can give them to people who can do whatever with them. So I can if you don't want me to release your videos, then or your pictures, then pay so much.
Blackmail.
Yeah. And if there is if there is what can I say, a cave, it's like almost like the earth is never full of people who have died, you know, like there can never be too many graves on earth. The same thing here. Mono picture. You'll never satisfy them.
Yes.
Because foot, you know, it's like a big mouth, yawning gap, like somebody. Right now, so I can't pay $20, you know, like it's a $300. And I remember, I think we mentioned, and this is public information, so we can mention it. Kuti, there's a girl who was being taken these pictures, you know, na R. Kelly, and she you know, she I think akava access on someone, she took the tapes or whatever, the DVDs, move by some bag, move by access on somebody, and then she asked for them back, you know, and what happened is the guy says, pay me 250,000. America, you know, you know, and you know what? She did pay the 250,000. I think I got her in an IKL about 250,000. But before that, these guys had made copies, and that's how it came out. You know, they made copies. So I want 250,000, but at the same time, I'm gonna make copies, and this is just how then all hell broke loose. So you can see, Kuti, a person who has power over you. And because akabata information inonyadzisa about you, you know, akabata, you know, I think promotiona tinoti chinjesha chinetsa showera. Weekend, did you know showera?
Yes. Showera.
Like this tie. It's all whenever Monisha Singapore corner, whatever,
showera. What is it really called?
It's like a tie.
Yes,
isn't?
yeah.
It's like a tie that's on the eye.
Name is coming up, you know.
I know, right? But
then it's Kubona. Yes, do you see it? Maybe sometimes, yeah.
Some makeup,
yeah,
shades, all kinds of things, you know, to hide it. And then maybe, you know, like they quickly have it treated, and then you don't really see it. But and I don't know how far true it is, Kuti Showera, but we knew, Kuti, look, you're not supposed to see private things about people. You know what I mean? Beyond that, you're not supposed to see.
Beyond that.
Exactly. So I suppose so you can have extortion as a crime, and but I think what we said is yes, the police will act on it, right? But it's help you are getting after the fact. You see what I mean?
So how about when someone is still threatening you?
Yes.
Is it not wiser? Like, I guess what should I do? Let me just, you know,
let me just pay
silence them.
That kind of thing.
Then I guess maybe the wiser thing is to then report
just
instantly.
Go and report.
Yeah.
Just go and report. Because $700 fine. Pakati restaurant yakati mapurisa usually vanenge vachitoripo, you know, and then what okay in exchange iwonde portion changu indoku portion jako, but the crime of extortion yatoitika because you're putting pressure on someone in order to get an advantage from that situation.
We're going to take a musical break. If you have any questions, 0772-162651. It is Legal Matters right here on the Morning Galaxy on Star FM. I'm V Candy. We have Advocate Nyarima Posa in the stew. Good morning to you and to your Cybertext channel. Lose My Way. Good morning.
If I'm far away, I'll never lose my way. forgetting all your love for me. You know that you're the one for me. Girl, give me a lot to share. Oh, the last I've been down in this room. I throw it up for my love, give it up for my lover. Yeah. She about sunny regular, so me saying I'm fine. You and the other girls, I'm fine on it. I don't wanna even talk to none of them. So baby, tell me what it is. You said you want my love, yeah. You and the other girls, I'm fine on it. I don't wanna even talk to none of them. These other girls come with morning lights. She said you wanna love me till the morning light. Yes, I'm far away. Far away. I'll never lose my way. I'll never lose my way. Baby, come my name. Baby, come my name. I'll never lose my way. I'll never lose my way.
I love the way that you know how to flatter me. Treat me right cause you know it's what I need. You're a man of your words on me. I'll never leave. You're the one cause you're right in time. You're the one cause you're on my mind. I'm gonna turn and look, I feel like good on me. Never come on, I'm with hungry for nanny. Everything is feeling more like it's my beat. I don't wanna feel this real. I don't wanna see you leave. Why? Because
I'm far away. I'll never lose my way.
I'll never lose my way.
Baby, come my name.
Baby, come my way.
I'll never lose my way.
Lose my way.
Simba tags Tammy, Lose My Way, Star FM. The leading urban radio station in Zimbabwe. The segment is Legal Matters right here on the Morning Galaxy on Star FM. Talking about nudes with advocate Nyadima Posa. Yes, advocate, you can continue.
All right. So, in terms of the law, okay, the Constitution protects your right to privacy, okay, and your right to dignity, right? It means anybody who is threatening to, or who has leaked, or is threatening to leak your videos is actually going against the Constitution of Zimbabwe. So we need to know that first and foremost. And then we've got the what we call the Cyber and Data Protection Act. Okay, this one is not just dignity in general or privacy in general. It's actually to do with internet cyber missions. Okay, whether somebody's doing revenge pornography or someone has actually just leaked and sent to somebody. And you notice, Kutivano, you know, if let's say it's like it's a video of some sexual activity, okay? Usually mona nozo da kubudisa ma nudes emun. Iya ningashtora picture, do not understand saying anantora video. Iya face yakaibudi. You know, I think we mentioned that last week.
Yeah.
Iwe yako nje nenge chibude yona shoti ha uyo ndo okay mfesa shasi yoti ndiyani, but tukuzia kuti awundi abrova, you know, and the higher you go, the cooler it becomes, or the harder you fall. So if everybody knows you, you know, that's how, you know, the more viral, you know, the thing will go, because people are like, as opposed to just some girl we go to go just like even you know. So they know that the strength that they have is in the name that you've built, is in the brand that you have, and then everybody wants to see. Then you know, you know, link to send a link, you know, and all that. But anyway, that's like a moral thing. So, like we're saying, you can go to the police before Muno Achona Ato release please don't pay people. And like I'm saying, no matter how much you pay, it will never be enough for them. It means Achona I succeed. So they can ask you for more money and put more pressure, you know.
I was asking the last time if there is a precedence in terms of the sentence of actually someone who has been locked, you know, behind bars. and for how long?
And I know I said that I was going to check on that.
Yeah.
I didn't.
Okay.
But you know what one thing that I know from, because nyaya nudes, I think to know is why because payano buda nudes achona, everybody kind of like gets to know about it, you know. So maybe and send us nyaya chechai of the ones that was here zokunzi uyo angachimbira singing group rakati kana kuti uyo is a producer or uyo is a musician. All those pictures, all those man ngakabuda yayo. I think they're probably still being processed in terms of, you know, court processes and everything, but I'm very, very sure kuti pane dzakatoitwa, you know, and I think vanobhadhariswa mafine, and if it's like really, really that bad, anotoenda kuchera. I know that definitely there's a custodial sentence, okanobhadhariswa fine, depending kuti how bad was it, and unokanonzi community service, also depending kuti maybe the level of damage. And then you can also sue, I think we mentioned that you can also sue for defamation. And defamation damages, you defamed me. I say defamation to you corrupted my name. You know, wakaodza starango because of Shinja wakabulisa, and you defamed me. I'm no longer, you know, I no longer have chiremerera chandandi nacho before. But like what I emphasize, inyaya kuti zvese izvizvo kunzi wazeta defamation, wazenda mapurisa wakandosungisa munhu and anotoita go through all those legal processes. I'm not going to drama damages, but there is no amount of custodial sentence. It has to restore your dignity and restore your reputation. There's no amount of damages that will ever make up for the loss yaunenge waita, which is why we'll always be saying and emphasizing kuti, please, 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 as far as possible, just don't take those things. Kana mchita live, chimboita live mchitoonana mchitofara makadaro, you know what I mean? If you're not together, try to get together quickly.
As soon as possible.
As soon as you can, you know. Because once you give your pictures to your phone, it's not, even if it's your phone, my passwords, say, you know, even if you put all those fingerprints, and nobody can access, always know it is being run by somebody behind the scenes. There are clouds that are storing things, and then you just never know. So better, under such threats, you must know that the law will support you and that you can actually get assistance. And then guys, be very careful, because these videos and pictures that you're taking and sending to each other, they are like words. Once you get them out, they seem to take a life of their own. You can't take them back.
And sometimes maybe you've taken your phone for fixing, and then. So that's another. Yeah. And then they just, you know, going through the gallery, and oh, what do they see?
You're like, you know. And it's always fun when it's somebody anozi kana.
Yeah.
You know, it's always.
So ukatogadzirwa phone munhu kuti pfungwa dzake, you know, dzakadaro, acto forward that to there. Yeah, and then, you know.
And then it goes on. And sometimes it's not even kuti vanhu vari kutsvaga mari. Vari kutongosparwa kuti the content. Exactly. Precisely, yeah. So it's a really, really, really big deal. And I think, like we also mentioned, which we should emphasize, is kuti Zimbabwe, you know, I think takati kune. There's somebody who said to me, Muruti kude poni kwa America, kana kuda badudze kwa America na manunzi Zimbabwe. I think what we were saying inyaya kuti kuna na America wakototozo watu kune vanhu vakato setwa up, you know, like their career for life, you know, because, and vanhu vavo usually vanhu vekuti achatoredi mazita zvekudaro, but vanhu vaive vanenge vaita enhance, you know, my body parts are, you know, their chests are now huge, and their behinds are now huge, if we can say that, their hips are now huge. Saka, munhu anenge achiendera netoa plastic surgery. Anoitwa plastic surgery kuti zvinhu zvake zvikureka. The next thing is for sure. because apana munhu anombonzi akazoita zvokusimudza chest nekusimudza chichini handiti
The way of putting it, so funny.
what can I say? So, a person who enhances their body parts, they're doing it so that they can publish them, so that they can show you kuti ndapisa manje ndazodaenda also, so you can see kuti it's completely different. Iwewe hako.
Iwewe
Utokoro hako pranga. And or whatever, because sometimes when we see people, we see their faces and we see their pretty and stuff like that. But
they're dignified.
They're
Dignified.
Guys, I'm hoping that anybody who's listening out there, in the next month or 2 or 3 or next year, we're not going to be seeing you, because we're saying this for information and for action. Just avoid it. You are actually best avoiding it, no matter how exciting it seems at the time. And like what Vikendi said, what you said, Kuti. It seems, what word can I say, innocuous. It seems like it's very clean because it's the two of you and you love each other. Can I remember and stuff, And when I know some news usually in Mjolo, the pandemic. I think in South Africa, Pakato Buddha, a story. It's like last month, not July, of a police officer, 2 police officers, a woman and a man. Feelings.
You're not going to leave me like that.
Exactly, that's not happening.
Not in that way.
So you'll see, Buddha, and the woman, I don't know if she didn't commit suicide, because she was a married woman. Both of them were married, actually. But police force and one then man
What did I feel motor record?
Come on, because she wants to treat married people. The pandemic. And some people do it deliberately. I know to so that also mrambi,
Both ways for some women, they actually take the man.
Exactly.
When the women actually do it, to get money out of it.
Precisely.
Yeah.
And it's like with men and muscles.
But normally we still have muscles, but where.
Yeah, but wait, should like, come on, But you
like,
see,
come on.
Then she tell her, come on, guys. But anyway, I think our time is almost up. I think maybe just like as a last word, it is a criminal offense to publish videos and pictures of people, right, of somebody, whether with or without their consent. Even if you put your own pictures out there, that is actually a big problem, because those things are not private. It's like, wow, sell porn, right? And so that is not proper. And the law is onto that. Our law is definitely onto that. You can report to the police, and a person who has released or who's threatening to release will face the full wrath of the law. And you can
our
also,
time,
yeah,
it's gone. Advocates, thank you so much. We were live. You can share this with someone for those who want to reach you.
0771 111 099, 0771 111 099, or come to Facebook or any of the social media pages or handles, Advocate Nyari Makosa, and let's carry on with the conversation.
Oh, wonderful. Looking forward to having you back again next week, same time.
Absolutely.
I'll take it on time to 11 o'clock, Star FM. It's time for the news.